Welcome to the fine art of not caring, prioritizing for happiness and fulfillment. In this audiobook, we will explore the concept of prioritizing what truly matters in order to achieve happiness and fulfillment in life. In today's world, we are bombarded with messages telling us what we should care about. We are constantly bombarded with advertisements telling us what we need in order to be happy. We are constantly comparing ourselves to others, trying to keep up with the latest trends and fashions. But in the midst of all this noise, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The truth is, happiness and fulfillment cannot be found in material possessions or external validation. True happiness comes from within, from cultivating a sense of peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. And in order to achieve this sense of inner peace, we must learn to prioritize what truly matters in life. So what does it mean to prioritize what truly matters? It means letting go of the need to please others and instead focusing on what brings us joy and fulfillment. It means saying no to things that do not align with our values and priorities, even if it means disappointing others. It means setting boundaries and taking care of ourselves first, so that we can show up fully for others. But how do we know what truly matters to us? This is a question that requires deep introspection and self-awareness. It requires us to tune out the noise of the world and listen to our own inner voice. It may require us to let go of things that no longer serve us, even if they were once important to us. In this audiobook, we will explore practical strategies for identifying our values and priorities, and for aligning our actions with our true desires. We will learn how to let go of the need for external validation and approval, and how to cultivate a sense of self-worth that is not dependent on others. We will also delve into the concept of self-care and self-love, and explore the importance of taking care of ourselves in order to show up fully for others. We will learn how to set boundaries, say no when necessary, and prioritize our own well-being above all else. Ultimately, the fine art of not caring is about taking control of our own happiness and fulfillment. It is about recognizing that we have the power to choose what matters most to us, and to let go of the rest. It is about living authentically, unapologetically, and in alignment with our true values and priorities. I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Together, we will explore the power of prioritizing what truly matters in order to achieve happiness and fulfillment in life. It is my hope that by the end of this audiobook, you will feel more empowered to live a life that is true to yourself, and that brings you lasting joy and contentment. In today's fast-paced world, it can be easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We are bombarded with endless demands on our time and energy, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. But what if I told you that there is a simple solution to this problem? What if I told you that the key to finding happiness and fulfillment lies in learning the fine art of not caring? You see, many of us have been conditioned to believe that saying yes to every request and obligation that comes our way is the key to success. We are taught that being busy and productive is the only way to achieve our goals and make a difference in the world. But what if I told you that this mindset is actually holding you back from living your best life? The truth is, we only have a limited amount of time and energy to devote to our various commitments. Every time we say yes to something, we are essentially saying no to something else. And if we are constantly saying yes to things that do not align with our values and priorities, we are inevitably robbing ourselves of the time and energy we need to pursue the things that truly matter to us. That is why it is so important to learn the fine art of not caring. This does not mean that we should become apathetic or indifferent to the world around us. Rather, it means that we should be intentional about where we choose to invest our time and energy. It means setting boundaries and saying no to the things that do not serve us, so that we can say yes to the things that do. When we learn to say no, we are not only protecting our time and energy, but we are also honoring ourselves and our values. We are sending a clear message to the world that our well-being is important, and that we will not compromise on what truly matters to us. And in doing so, we create space for the things that bring us joy and fulfillment to flourish. Setting boundaries is an essential part of this process. Boundaries are like invisible lines that we draw around ourselves to protect our time, energy, and emotions. They help us define our limits and communicate our needs to others. Without boundaries, We are at the mercy of everyone else's demands and expectations, constantly feeling drained and overwhelmed. But when we set boundaries, we take control of our lives and create space for ourselves to thrive. We are no longer at the mercy of other people's agendas, and we can focus on what truly matters to us. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary for our well-being and happiness. So, how can we start setting boundaries and saying no in our lives? The first step is to get clear on what is truly important to us. What are our values and priorities? What brings us joy and fulfillment? Once we have clarity on these things, it becomes much easier to discern what deserves our time and energy, and what does not. The next step is to practice saying no. This can be difficult at first, especially if we are used to saying yes to everything. But with practice, saying no becomes easier and more empowering. Remember, saying no to something that does not serve you is saying yes to yourself and your well-being. It is also important to communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively. Be honest with others about your limitations and needs. Let them know that you value your time and energy, and that you will not compromise on what is important to you. By setting clear boundaries, you show others how to respect and honor your needs. In conclusion, learning the fine art of not caring is essential for finding happiness and fulfillment in today's hectic world. By setting boundaries and saying no to the things that do not serve us, we create space for the things that truly matter to us to flourish. So, I encourage you to start practicing the fine art of not caring today. Honor yourself and your needs, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. As we continue our journey to understanding the fine art of not caring, we must dive deep into the concept of letting go of the need for external validation. This chapter is dedicated to exploring how we can find self-worth from within, rather than seeking approval and validation from others. One of the biggest obstacles we face in prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment is the constant need for validation from those around us. We often seek approval from others in order to feel valued and worthy. However, this external validation is fleeting and can never truly satisfy our need for self-worth. When we rely on external validation to feel good about ourselves, we are giving away our power and allowing others to dictate our worth. This can lead to feelings of insecurity, anxiety, and unworthiness, as we are constantly seeking reassurance from others to feel good about ourselves. But what if we were to shift our focus inward and start finding our self-worth from within? What if we were to let go of the need for external validation and start valuing ourselves for who we truly are, rather than who others perceive us to be? Finding self-worth from within is a journey that requires self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-love. It requires us to look deep within ourselves and uncover our true essence, free from the expectations and judgments of others. One of the first steps in finding self-worth from within is to practice self-compassion. We must learn to be kind and gentle with ourselves, recognizing that we are only human and that we are deserving of love and acceptance just as we are. Next, we must let go of the need to compare ourselves to others. Comparison is the thief of joy, as the saying goes, and it only serves to diminish our own sense of worth. Instead of measuring ourselves against others, we must focus on our own unique strengths, talents, and qualities that make us who we are. It is also important to cultivate a sense of gratitude for ourselves and all that we have to offer. By focusing on the positive aspects of ourselves, we can begin to see our own worth and value more clearly. Another key aspect of finding self-worth from within is to practice self-care. Taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally is essential to nurturing our sense of self-worth. By prioritizing our own well-being and making time for activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, we are showing ourselves that we are worthy of love and care. Finally, finding self-worth from within requires us to let go of the need for validation from others. We must learn to trust in ourselves and our own judgment, rather than seeking approval from external sources. When we start to value ourselves for who we truly are, we no longer rely on others to define our worth. In conclusion, letting go of the need for external validation and finding self-worth from within is a crucial step in prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment. By practicing self-compassion, releasing comparison, cultivating gratitude, practicing self-care, and trusting in ourselves, we can begin to see our own worth and value more clearly. It is only when we learn to find validation from within that we can truly start to live a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and self-love. In this chapter, we will delve into the transformative power of forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others. Forgiveness is a deeply spiritual practice that allows us to release the burden of resentment and move forward in our lives with grace and peace. One of the most common misconceptions about forgiveness is that it means condoning or excusing the actions of others. In reality, forgiveness is an act of letting go of the negative emotions that we hold towards someone who has wronged us. It is about freeing ourselves from the grip of anger, resentment, and hurt, and choosing to extend compassion and understanding instead. When we hold on to grudges and resentments, we are only hurting ourselves. It is like carrying around a heavy weight that weighs us down and holds us back from experiencing true happiness and fulfillment. By practicing forgiveness, we are able to release that weight and create space for healing and growth in our lives. Forgiveness is not always easy, especially when the wounds run deep. It requires courage, humility, and a willingness to let go of the need for revenge or justice. But the rewards of forgiveness are immeasurable. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the prison of the past and open ourselves up to a future filled with love, compassion, and joy. One of the key aspects of forgiveness is learning to forgive ourselves. We are often our own harshest critics, holding onto past mistakes and shortcomings with a tight grip. But in order to move forward in life, we must learn to let go of self-blame and self-judgment, and instead cultivate self-compassion and self-acceptance. Forgiving ourselves requires us to acknowledge our humanity, our imperfections, and our vulnerabilities. It means recognizing that we are all capable of making mistakes, and that those mistakes do not define who we are as individuals. By practicing self-forgiveness, we are able to heal the wounds of the past and embrace ourselves with love and kindness. When we forgive ourselves, we also create space to forgive others. Forgiveness is a two-way street, and by extending forgiveness to others, we are able to break the cycle of negativity and resentment that can keep us stuck in the past. It is a powerful act of liberation that allows us to move forward with a sense of peace and freedom. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. It is a practice that requires patience, compassion, and humility. It is not always easy, but the rewards are worth the effort. By learning to forgive ourselves and others, we are able to release the burden of resentment and step into a future filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. So let us embark on this journey of forgiveness together, knowing that it is the key to unlocking a life of true happiness and peace. In today's fast-paced society, the pressure to be perfect is everywhere. From Instagram influencers with flawless lives to success stories plastered across social media, it's easy to feel like we're constantly falling short. But what if I told you that striving for perfection is actually holding you back from true happiness and fulfillment? In this chapter, we're going to explore the idea of embracing imperfection and letting go of the constant need to be perfect. We live in a world that celebrates achievements and success, often at the expense of our mental health and well-being. But the truth is, nobody is perfect. We all have flaws and weaknesses, and that's what makes us human. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to measure up to some unattainable standard. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we can shift our perspective to appreciate our strengths and unique qualities. It's not about being flawless, it's about being authentic. Embracing imperfection requires us to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. We must learn to be kind to ourselves, especially when we make mistakes or fall short of our own expectations. It's okay to not have it all together all the time. It's okay to be vulnerable and imperfect. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we also free ourselves from the judgment of others. We no longer feel the need to impress or please everyone around us. Instead, we can focus on what truly matters to us and what brings us joy and fulfillment. Embracing imperfection is a journey, not a destination. It requires practice and mindfulness to let go of unrealistic expectations and embrace our true selves. It's about finding peace and contentment in who we are, flaws and all. Letting go of perfectionism doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means striving for excellence while accepting that we are not infallible. It's about finding balance and harmony in our lives, rather than constantly chasing an unattainable ideal. So I encourage you to embrace imperfection and let go of the constant need to be perfect. Be kind to yourself, practice self-compassion, and focus on what truly matters to you. In doing so, you will find true happiness and fulfillment, free from the shackles of perfectionism. As we continue on our journey towards prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment, it is important to address the issue of setting realistic expectations for ourselves and others. The way in which we perceive the world and the people around us can greatly impact our levels of disappointment and frustration. By learning to adjust our expectations and approach situations with a more realistic mindset, we can cultivate greater peace and contentment in our lives. One of the key principles of not caring is to let go of the need for things to be a certain way. When we have rigid expectations for ourselves and others, we set ourselves up for disappointment when things do not go as planned. This can lead to frustration, resentment, and a sense of powerlessness. By learning to let go of our need for control and perfection, we can free ourselves from the burden of unrealistic expectations. When we set realistic expectations for ourselves, we are better able to navigate the challenges and uncertainties of life with grace and resilience. This does not mean that we should lower our standards or settle for less than we deserve. Rather, it means being honest with ourselves about what is truly within our control and what is not. By focusing on what we can realistically achieve, we can avoid the trap of comparing ourselves to others or setting ourselves up for failure. Setting realistic expectations for others is also crucial in nurturing healthy and fulfilling relationships. It is important to remember that everyone has their own unique experiences, perspectives, and limitations. By accepting others for who they are and understanding that they may not always meet our expectations, we can cultivate greater compassion, empathy, and understanding in our interactions. When we let go of the need for others to fulfill our expectations, we can appreciate them for who they are and the unique contributions they bring to our lives. This shift in mindset can lead to more meaningful and authentic connections with others, as we learn to appreciate and celebrate their differences rather than resenting them for not meeting our expectations. In order to set realistic expectations for ourselves and others, it is essential to practice self-awareness and self-compassion. By being honest with ourselves about our own limitations and vulnerabilities, we can cultivate greater self-acceptance and self-love. This, in turn, allows us to approach situations with a sense of humility and openness, rather than defensiveness or rigidity. It is also important to communicate our expectations clearly and assertively, while also being open to feedback and flexibility. By sharing our needs and boundaries with others in a respectful and compassionate manner, we can foster greater understanding and trust in our relationships. This open and honest communication can help prevent misunderstandings and conflicts, while also creating a safe space for both parties to express their thoughts and feelings. Ultimately, setting realistic expectations for ourselves and others is a practice of self-love and self-respect. By valuing our own needs and boundaries, and respecting the autonomy and agency of others, we can create a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. As we continue on our journey towards not caring, let us remember to approach each day with a sense of humility, openness, and gratitude, knowing that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, rather than from external sources. As we continue along our journey of mastering the fine art of not caring, we come to a crucial chapter in our quest for happiness and fulfillment. Chapter 6, Finding Joy in the Present Moment and Appreciating the Simple Pleasures in Life. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages of needing more, doing more, and being more, it can be easy to overlook the beauty and joy that exists in the present moment. We often find ourselves constantly striving for the next big thing, the next achievement, the next milestone, without taking the time to pause and appreciate the simple pleasures that surround us every day. But true happiness and fulfillment are not found in the pursuit of external validation or material possessions. They are found in the quiet moments of reflection, in the small kindnesses we show to others, and in the appreciation of the beauty that exists in the world around us. One of the keys to finding joy in the present moment is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, without judgment or distraction. By learning to quiet our minds and focus on the here and now, we can begin to appreciate the small joys that make life truly meaningful. Take a moment right now to pause and look around you. Notice the colors, the textures, the sounds that surround you. Take a deep breath and savor the experience of being alive in this moment. Let go of any worries or anxieties about the past or future, and simply be present. Another important aspect of finding joy in the present moment is gratitude. Cultivating a mindset of gratitude allows us to appreciate the abundance that exists in our lives, even in the midst of challenges or difficulties. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can shift our perspective and find joy in the simple pleasures that we often overlook. Start a daily gratitude practice by taking a few moments each day to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be big or small, grand or simple. The important thing is to cultivate a mindset of appreciation for the blessings in your life. Over time, you will begin to notice a shift in your attitude and outlook on life as you become more attuned to the joy that surrounds you. In addition to mindfulness and gratitude, finding joy in the present moment also involves letting go of attachments to outcomes and expectations. It is natural to want things to go a certain way, to achieve certain goals or milestones, but true happiness comes from being able to let go of the need for things to be a certain way and instead embrace the flow of life as it unfolds. Practice letting go of attachments by releasing the need to control every aspect of your life. Surrender to the uncertainty of the future and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. By letting go of expectations and attachments, you free yourself to experience the beauty and joy that exists in the present moment without the burden of worry or stress. As you continue on your journey of mastering the fine art of not caring, remember that true happiness and fulfillment are found in the present moment, in the appreciation of the simple pleasures that surround you. Practice mindfulness, cultivate gratitude, and let go of attachments to outcomes and expectations. In doing so, you will find a deep sense of joy and fulfillment that transcends the fleeting pleasures of the material world. Embrace the beauty of the present moment, and let it fill your heart with a sense of peace and contentment. As we continue our journey in learning the fine art of not caring, we come to a crucial chapter on cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice that can shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is already abundant. It is a practice that allows us to see the beauty and blessings that surround us, even in the midst of challenges and difficulties. Gratitude is like a magnet that attracts more positivity into our lives. When we focus on the things we are grateful for, we invite more blessings and opportunities to come our way. It is a mindset shift that can transform our perspective and elevate our consciousness. One of the keys to cultivating gratitude is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. When we are mindfully aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, we can more easily recognize the abundance in our lives. We can see the beauty in a sunset, the warmth in a smile, and the kindness in a gesture. Another key to cultivating gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Take a few moments each day to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be big or small, simple or profound. It could be a delicious meal, a good conversation, or a beautiful sunrise. By acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in your life, you are sowing the seeds of gratitude in your heart. Gratitude is also a practice of letting go of expectations. When we release the need for things to be a certain way, we can truly appreciate the beauty and abundance that already exists. We can be grateful for what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of peace and contentment that surpasses external circumstances. In cultivating gratitude, it is important to remember that it is not about denying or minimizing our challenges. It is about choosing to focus on the positive aspects of our lives, even in the midst of difficulties. By acknowledging our challenges and embracing our blessings, we can create a sense of balance and harmony in our lives. Gratitude is a practice that requires patience and persistence. It is a daily commitment to seeing the good in every situation and person. It is a choice to focus on the light, even in the darkness. As we cultivate gratitude, we not only shift our own perspective, but we also create a ripple effect of positivity and abundance in the world around us. So, as you continue on your journey of prioritizing for happiness and fulfillment, remember the power of gratitude. Cultivate a heart full of thankfulness, and you will find that the abundance you seek is already within you. Embrace the practice of gratitude, and watch as your life transforms into a beautiful tapestry of blessings and joy. As you continue on your journey towards prioritizing your happiness and fulfillment, it is crucial to focus on the practice of self-care. Self-care is a fundamental aspect of maintaining a healthy mind, body, and soul. It involves taking the time to nourish yourself in various ways, whether it be through physical activity, mental stimulation, or spiritual connection. One of the most important aspects of self-care is making time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This can be anything from going for a long walk in nature, to spending time reading a book that inspires you, to practicing meditation or yoga. Whatever activities resonate with you and make you feel happy and at peace, it is essential to incorporate them into your daily routine. It can be easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and neglect our own needs. But it is important to remember that taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is necessary for your overall well-being. When you practice self-care regularly, you are better able to show up as your best self in all areas of your life. One way to make self-care a priority is to create a self-care routine. This can be a set of activities that you engage in daily, weekly, or monthly to ensure that you are consistently taking care of yourself. For example, you may decide to start each day with a short meditation, followed by a healthy breakfast and some light exercise. Or you may designate Sunday as your self-care day, where you spend the day doing activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. In addition to creating a self-care routine, it is also important to listen to your body and mind and give yourself permission to rest when needed. Rest is an essential part of self-care, as it allows your body and mind to recharge and rejuvenate. This may mean taking a nap when you are feeling tired, or giving yourself a mental break by turning off your phone and taking a few moments to just breathe and be present. Another aspect of self-care is setting boundaries. It is important to recognize your limits and learn to say no to things that do not serve you. By setting boundaries, you are honoring yourself and your needs, and showing others that you value your own well-being. This can be a powerful practice that allows you to prioritize yourself and focus on what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. In addition to self-care practices, it is also important to cultivate a sense of gratitude in your life. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can help shift your perspective and focus on the positive aspects of your life. By acknowledging and appreciating the good things that you have, you can create a sense of abundance and fulfillment that can help you navigate the challenges of life with grace and resilience. One way to cultivate gratitude is to start a gratitude journal. This can be a simple practice where you write down 3 things that you are grateful for each day. This can be anything from a beautiful sunset, to a kind word from a friend, to a delicious meal. By taking the time to consciously acknowledge the good in your life, you are shifting your focus towards positivity and abundance, which can have a profound impact on your overall well-being. In addition to cultivating gratitude, it is also important to practice mindfulness in your daily life. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. By cultivating mindfulness, you are able to connect more deeply with yourself and the world around you, and experience a sense of peace and clarity that can help you navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. One way to practice mindfulness is through meditation. Meditation is a powerful practice that can help quiet the mind, reduce stress, and increase self-awareness. There are many different types of meditation practices, so it is important to find one that resonates with you and fits into your daily routine. Whether it be a simple breathing exercise, a guided visualization, or a walking meditation, incorporating meditation into your self-care routine can have profound benefits for your overall well-being. In addition to meditation, you can also practice mindfulness in your daily activities. This can be as simple as paying attention to your breath as you wash the dishes, or savoring each bite of a meal as you eat. By bringing mindfulness to your everyday experiences, you are able to connect more deeply with yourself and the world around you, and cultivate a sense of presence and peace that can enhance your overall well-being. As you continue on your journey towards prioritizing your happiness and fulfillment, it is important to remember that self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. By taking the time to nourish your mind, body, and soul through activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, you are investing in your overall well-being and creating a foundation for a fulfilling and joyful life. Prioritizing self-care is not only essential for your own well-being, but also allows you to show up as your best self in all areas of your life, from your relationships, to your work, to your connection with the world around you. Remember to listen to your body and mind, set boundaries, cultivate gratitude, and practice mindfulness in your daily life, and you will be well on your way to living a life of happiness and fulfillment. As we journey through life, we are bound to encounter a myriad of relationships, some that uplift and inspire us, and others that drain our energy and bring negativity into our lives. In Chapter 9, we delve into the importance of letting go of toxic relationships and surrounding ourselves with people who support and uplift us. Toxic relationships can come in many forms, from friendships that constantly bring drama and stress, to romantic partnerships that leave us feeling unfulfilled and unwanted. These relationships can manifest in various ways, often leaving us feeling drained, emotionally exhausted, and questioning our self-worth. It is crucial to recognize when a relationship is toxic and no longer serving our highest good. This recognition can be challenging, as we may have formed deep emotional attachments to the person or have been conditioned to tolerate unhealthy behavior. However, it is essential to prioritize our own happiness and well-being above all else. Letting go of toxic relationships does not mean that we are selfish or uncaring. It means that we value ourselves enough to walk away from situations that no longer serve us. By releasing toxic relationships, we make space for positive and fulfilling connections to enter our lives. Surrounding ourselves with people who support and uplift us is essential for our overall happiness and well-being. These uplifting relationships can come in the form of friendships, family members, mentors, or even colleagues. They are the people who cheer us on, believe in our dreams, and have our best interests at heart. When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we are more likely to feel inspired, motivated, and supported in our endeavors. These uplifting relationships act as a source of strength and encouragement, helping us navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. It is important to nurture and cultivate these positive relationships, as they are instrumental in our personal growth and development. By surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us, we create a supportive network that empowers us to become the best version of ourselves. As we let go of toxic relationships and embrace those who uplift and support us, we are taking a powerful step towards prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment. It is a courageous act of self-love and self-care, one that signals to the universe that we are deserving of love, respect, and positivity in our lives. In the journey of life, we have the power to choose who we allow into our inner circle. Let us choose wisely, surrounding ourselves with those who lift us higher and align with our values and aspirations. By doing so, we create an environment that fosters growth, joy, and fulfillment, and we pave the way for a future filled with love and abundance. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves pulled in many different directions by external expectations and societal pressures. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us what we should prioritize in order to be successful, happy, and fulfilled. But what if I told you that true happiness and fulfillment can only be achieved by following your own heart and pursuing your true passions, regardless of what others may think? In this chapter, we will explore the importance of discovering your true passions and pursuing them wholeheartedly. We will discuss how external expectations can cloud our judgment and lead us away from our true desires. We will also delve into the ways in which we can overcome these obstacles and align ourselves with our deepest dreams and aspirations. The first step in discovering your true passions is to quiet the noise of external expectations and listen to the whispers of your own heart. This may require taking some time for introspection and reflection, away from the distractions of everyday life. It may also mean letting go of preconceived notions of what success and fulfillment should look like, and allowing yourself to dream beyond the confines of societal norms. Once you have identified your true passions, it is important to commit yourself wholeheartedly to pursuing them. This may require making sacrifices and stepping outside of your comfort zone, but the rewards will be well worth it. When you align yourself with your true passions, you will find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that can only come from following your heart. It is also important to remember that your true passions may evolve and change over time. What once brought you joy and fulfillment may no longer resonate with you, and that is okay. It is important to be open to new experiences and allow yourself the freedom to explore different avenues of passion and creativity. In pursuing your true passions, it is important to surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. Seek out like-minded individuals who share your passions and can offer guidance and inspiration along the way. Remember that you are not alone on this journey, and that there are others who have walked this path before you. As you continue to pursue your true passions, you may encounter obstacles and setbacks along the way. It is important to remain resilient and stay true to your vision, even when the path seems long and difficult. Remember that challenges are simply opportunities for growth and learning, and that each obstacle you overcome brings you one step closer to your dreams. Ultimately, the key to living a happy and fulfilled life is to prioritize your own happiness and well-being above all else. By following your true passions and pursuing them wholeheartedly, you will find a sense of fulfillment and joy that cannot be found in external validation or approval. Trust in the guidance of your own heart, and let it lead you towards a life of purpose, passion, and true fulfillment. So I encourage you, dear reader, to take the time to discover your true passions and pursue them with all of your heart. Trust in the journey and have faith in yourself, for the path to true happiness and fulfillment lies within you. Embrace your passions, follow your dreams, and live a life that is truly your own. As we continue on our journey towards prioritizing happiness and fulfillment, we come face to face with a modern-day challenge that plagues many of us: the constant comparison fostered by social media and other sources of influence. In this chapter, we will learn how to navigate these platforms to avoid feelings of inadequacy and jealousy, ultimately allowing us to focus on our own paths towards self-improvement and self-love. In today's society, it is almost impossible to escape the clutches of social media. With the rise of platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we are bombarded daily with carefully curated images and messages that show only the highlight reels of others' lives. It is easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to these seemingly perfect portrayals, leading to feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. But it is important to remember that what we see on social media is often not a true reflection of reality. People typically only share the best aspects of their lives, leaving out the struggles and challenges that they face behind closed doors. By recognizing this, we can begin to shift our mindset from one of comparison to one of acceptance and gratitude for our own unique journey. One powerful tool in navigating social media is to practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Before mindlessly scrolling through our feeds, we can take a moment to check in with ourselves and our emotions. Are we feeling happy and content, or are we starting to feel envious or insecure? By being conscious of our emotional state, we can better understand how social media affects our mood and make intentional choices about how much time we spend on these platforms. It is also important to cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation. Instead of seeking approval and validation from others, we can learn to validate ourselves and find fulfillment from within. By practicing self-love and acceptance, we can break free from the cycle of comparison and jealousy that social media often perpetuates. Another helpful strategy is to curate our social media feeds to reflect positivity and inspiration. We can unfollow accounts that make us feel inadequate or trigger negative emotions, and instead follow accounts that promote self-care, self-love, and authenticity. By surrounding ourselves with uplifting and empowering content, we can create a more nurturing and supportive online environment that aligns with our values and goals. In addition to social media, it is important to be mindful of other sources of comparison in our lives. Whether it is comparing ourselves to our colleagues, friends, or even strangers on the street, feelings of inadequacy and jealousy can arise from many different sources. By identifying these triggers and reframing our thoughts, we can cultivate a mindset of abundance and gratitude for the unique gifts and talents that we bring to the world. Ultimately, Navigating social media and other sources of comparison requires a shift in mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what we lack or what others have, we can choose to focus on our own growth and development. By prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment, we can break free from the chains of comparison and chart our own course towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. As we continue to practice self-awareness, self-love, and mindfulness, we can begin to appreciate the beauty and uniqueness of our own journey. By letting go of the need for external validation and comparison, we can create a space of love and acceptance where we can thrive and grow. In doing so, we can truly master the fine art of not caring and prioritize our own happiness and fulfillment above all else. As we journey through life, we are often bombarded with society's definitions of success. We are told that success is measured by the size of our bank accounts, the number of possessions we own, or the level of prestige we have attained in our careers. We are led to believe that success is something to be chased after, something that can only be achieved through external validation and approval. But what if I told you that success is not something to be chased after, but something to be defined on your own terms? What if I told you that success is not about what others think of you, but about how you feel about yourself? In order to find true happiness and fulfillment, we must first redefine our own definition of success. We must let go of society's expectations and create our own standards for what it means to be successful. This requires us to look deep within ourselves and determine what truly matters to us, what brings us joy and fulfillment, and what aligns with our values and beliefs. Success is not about the external trappings of wealth or status, but about living a life that is true to who we are, a life that brings us meaning and purpose. One way to redefine success is to focus on our inner growth and development. Success can be measured not by what we have or what we do, but by who we are becoming. Are we growing as individuals? Are we learning from our experiences and using them to become better versions of ourselves? Are we living in alignment with our values and fulfilling our true potential? These are the questions we must ask ourselves in order to define success in a way that is meaningful and fulfilling to us. Another way to redefine success is to focus on our relationships and connections with others. Success is not just about individual achievement, but about how we contribute to the well-being of those around us. Are we building strong and meaningful relationships with others? Are we making a positive impact in the lives of those we encounter? Are we spreading love and kindness wherever we go? These are the qualities that truly define success in the eyes of those who understand the true essence of life. It is also important to let go of the need for external validation and approval when defining success. We must remember that our worth and value are not determined by the opinions of others, but by the love and acceptance we have for ourselves. Success is not about proving our worth to others, but about recognizing and appreciating our own worthiness. When we let go of the need for validation from external sources, we free ourselves to live authentically and pursue our own path to happiness and fulfillment. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages about what success should look like, it can be easy to lose sight of our own definitions of success. But by taking the time to reflect on what truly matters to us, by focusing on our inner growth and development, by cultivating meaningful relationships with others, and by letting go of the need for external validation, we can redefine success in a way that is authentic and fulfilling to us. Success is not about living up to society's standards, but about living up to our own standards of happiness and fulfillment. By finding our own definition of success and not measuring ourselves against societal norms, we can create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and true happiness. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves consumed by stress and anxiety, worrying about the past or fretting about the future. We become tangled in a web of thoughts and emotions that pull us away from the present moment, robbing us of the joy and peace that can be found in the here and now. In this chapter, we will explore the practice of mindfulness and being present in the moment as a way to avoid unnecessary stress and anxiety in our lives. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that allows us to focus on the present moment, to fully engage with whatever is happening right now without getting caught up in thoughts about the past or concerns about the future. It is about being fully aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations in the present moment without judgment or attachment. When we practice mindfulness, we can quiet the constant chatter of our minds and find a deep sense of peace and clarity within ourselves. One way to practice mindfulness is through meditation. By sitting quietly and focusing on our breath, we can bring our attention back to the present moment and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. We can observe our thoughts and emotions as they arise, without becoming attached to them or allowing them to overwhelm us. Through regular meditation practice, we can train our minds to be more present and less reactive, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. Another way to practice mindfulness is through everyday activities. By bringing our full attention to the task at hand, whether it is washing dishes, walking in nature, or having a conversation with a loved one, we can experience a sense of peace and fulfillment in the present moment. When we are fully present with whatever we are doing, we can let go of worries and anxieties about the past or future, and simply enjoy the richness of the present moment. Being present in the moment also allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves and with others. When we are fully engaged with the people we are interacting with, we can listen more attentively, empathize more deeply, and communicate more effectively. By being present in our relationships, we can cultivate greater intimacy, trust, and understanding, leading to more fulfilling connections with those around us. Practicing mindfulness and being present in the moment is not always easy, especially in a world that is filled with distractions and demands on our attention. It requires patience, practice, and a commitment to self-care. But the rewards of being present in the moment are well worth the effort. By cultivating mindfulness, we can reduce stress and anxiety, increase our sense of well-being, and live more fully in the present moment. So as we move forward on our journey to prioritizing happiness and fulfillment, let us remember the importance of mindfulness and being present in the moment. Let us embrace each moment with openness, curiosity, and gratitude, knowing that true joy and peace can be found right here, right now. Let us release the grip of stress and anxiety and step into the beauty and abundance of the present moment. For in this moment, all is well, all is perfect, and all is as it should be. As we journey through life, we often encounter situations that challenge us to let go of the need to control everything. We hold on tightly to our desires, our plans, our expectations, believing that if we can just manage every aspect of our lives, we will be happy and fulfilled. But the truth is, the more we try to control, the more we end up feeling frustrated, anxious, and unfulfilled. In Chapter 14 of The Fine Art of Not Caring, we explore the beauty of unpredictability and the power of surrender. When we learn to let go of the need to control everything, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and opportunities that we never could have imagined. We release the burden of trying to force things to happen the way we want them to, and instead we trust in the flow of life. Surrendering control does not mean giving up or being passive. It means accepting that we cannot control every outcome, and instead focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. It means embracing the unknown and being open to what the universe has in store for us. When we let go of the need to control everything, we free ourselves from the chains of fear and limitation. We no longer feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, but instead, we feel light, free, and at peace. We trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and we surrender to the divine timing of the universe. The beauty of unpredictability lies in its ability to surprise us, to challenge us, and to guide us towards growth and expansion. When we release our need to control, we allow life to take us on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. We learn to embrace change, uncertainty, and impermanence, knowing that each moment holds a lesson and a gift for us to uncover. In the grand scheme of things, we are but a small part of a vast and intricate tapestry of existence. When we surrender to the flow of life, we align ourselves with the greater energy of the universe, and we become co-creators of our own reality. We let go of the illusion of control and embrace the truth that everything is interconnected and interdependent. So, as you navigate the unpredictable waters of life, remember that it is okay to not have all the answers, to not know what the future holds. Embrace the beauty of unpredictability, for it is in the unknown that magic happens, that miracles unfold, and that true happiness and fulfillment can be found. Trust in the process, surrender to the journey, and allow yourself to be carried by the current of life. In letting go, you will find freedom, joy, and a deep sense of peace that surpasses all understanding. As we journey through life, we encounter many challenges that can take a toll on our mental and emotional well-being. It is important to prioritize our mental health just as much as our physical health, but sometimes we may need a little extra help in order to do so. Seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a courageous step towards taking control of our mental and emotional well-being. Therapy is often seen as a taboo subject, with many people feeling ashamed or embarrassed to admit that they need help. However, getting therapy is not a sign of failure, but a sign that you are actively working towards bettering yourself and seeking support to navigate the challenges of life. Just as we seek out medical professionals when we are physically ill, it is equally important to seek out mental health professionals when we are struggling emotionally. Therapy can provide a safe and non-judgmental space for us to explore our thoughts and feelings, identify negative patterns and behaviors, and learn healthier coping mechanisms. A therapist can offer a fresh perspective on our struggles, challenge our beliefs, and provide us with tools to navigate through life's obstacles. It is important to remember that therapy is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and it may take some trial and error to find the right therapist and approach that works best for you. In therapy, we can learn to process and heal from past traumas, manage anxiety and depression, improve our relationships, and gain a better understanding of ourselves. It is a powerful tool for personal growth and self-discovery, and can help us build resilience and cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness and self-compassion. Through therapy, we can learn to let go of limiting beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve us, and develop a deeper connection to ourselves and others. Additionally, therapy can help us learn healthy coping mechanisms and stress management techniques to better navigate through life's ups and downs. By developing emotional intelligence and resilience, we can build a strong foundation for our mental and emotional well-being and cultivate a greater sense of inner peace and fulfillment. It is important to remember that therapy is not a quick fix, but rather a process that requires time, effort, and commitment. Healing and growth take time, and it is important to be patient and compassionate with ourselves as we navigate through the journey of therapy. It is okay to not have all the answers, and it is okay to seek out support and guidance when needed. In addition to therapy, there are many other tools and resources available to support our mental and emotional well-being. Meditation, mindfulness, journaling, exercise, and creative expression are just a few examples of practices that can help us cultivate a greater sense of inner peace and self-awareness. It is important to find what works best for you and to create a self-care routine that nourishes your mind, body, and soul. Remember, seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength and courage. It takes bravery to acknowledge when we need help and to actively work towards bettering ourselves. By prioritizing our mental and emotional well-being, we are taking a powerful step towards living a happier, more fulfilling life. Embrace the journey of therapy with an open heart and mind, and trust in the process of healing and growth. Your mental and emotional well-being deserve to be a top priority in your life. As we journey through life, it can be easy to get caught up in the idea that reaching our goals is the only thing that matters. We become so fixated on the end result that we forget to appreciate the journey that got us there. But what if I told you that the true fulfillment lies in embracing the process, rather than just the outcome? In Chapter 16 of The Fine Art of Not Caring, we dive deep into the concept of learning to appreciate the journey. We explore the idea that every step we take, every challenge we face, and every moment of growth we experience is a vital part of our personal and spiritual evolution. When we focus solely on the end goal, we miss out on the beauty of the present moment. We overlook the lessons we learn along the way, the connections we make with others, and the personal growth that occurs when we push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. Learning to appreciate the journey is about shifting our perspective from future-oriented thinking to being fully present in the here and now. It's about savoring each moment, no matter how challenging or difficult it may be, and trusting that everything happens for a reason. When we learn to appreciate the journey, we begin to see the beauty in the process of growth and transformation. We start to understand that every setback, every detour, and every obstacle we face is an opportunity for us to learn, to evolve, and to become the best version of ourselves. But how do we truly appreciate the journey, especially when we're so used to focusing on the end goal? It starts with cultivating a mindset of gratitude and acceptance. It's about recognizing that every experience we have is a gift, even if it doesn't seem that way at the time. We can also practice mindfulness, which helps us stay grounded in the present moment and allows us to fully experience and appreciate the journey as it unfolds. By being aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection to ourselves and the world around us. Learning to appreciate the journey also involves letting go of our attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the flow of life. It's about releasing our need for control and trusting that everything will unfold in divine timing. When we learn to appreciate the journey, we become more resilient, more compassionate, and more open to the magic and wonder of life. We begin to see that every step we take, no matter how small, is a valuable part of our personal and spiritual growth. So, as you continue on your path toward happiness and fulfillment, remember to appreciate the journey. Embrace each moment, each challenge, and each triumph as a precious gift from the universe. Trust that the process is just as important as the end goal, and savor every step along the way. In the words of the great spiritual teacher Ram Dass, be here now. Embrace the journey, appreciate the moment, and revel in the beauty of your own evolution. For it is in the journey that we truly find ourselves and discover the infinite potential that lies within each of us. In today's fast-paced society, it can be easy to get caught up in the never-ending cycle of work. With the constant demands of our jobs, it can be difficult to find the balance between our professional and personal lives. This lack of balance can often lead to burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. Burnout is a real and serious problem that can have a profound impact on our overall happiness and well-being. It is essential to prioritize our mental and emotional health by creating a healthy work-life balance to prevent burnout and maintain our overall happiness. Creating a healthy work-life balance begins with setting boundaries. It is important to establish clear boundaries between work and personal time to ensure that we are not constantly on call for our jobs. This means not checking work emails or taking phone calls during non-work hours, and allowing ourselves time to relax and recharge outside of the office. In addition to setting boundaries, it is essential to prioritize self-care. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary for maintaining our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. This means taking time for ourselves to do things that bring us joy and relaxation, whether that be spending time with loved ones, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in hobbies and activities that bring us fulfillment. Furthermore, it is important to practice mindfulness in our daily lives. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to let go of stress and worries about work and focus on the present moment. This can help us to reduce anxiety and improve our overall sense of well-being. Moreover, it is crucial to prioritize our relationships. Our relationships with others are an essential part of our overall happiness and well-being. It is important to make time for our loved ones, to nurture these relationships, and to surround ourselves with positive and supportive people who lift us up and bring us joy. Finally, it is essential to remember that our worth is not defined by our work. We are more than our jobs, and it is important to remember that our value as individuals is not determined by our professional success. By prioritizing our mental and emotional health, setting boundaries, practicing self-care, mindfulness, and nurturing our relationships, we can create a healthy work-life balance that prevents burnout and maintains our overall happiness and fulfillment. As we continue our journey towards prioritizing happiness and fulfillment, we inevitably come face to face with the ghosts of our past. Regrets, mistakes, and missed opportunities can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, clouding our vision of the present moment and dimming our hope for a brighter future. But it is essential for our growth and well-being to learn the fine art of not caring about these past regrets. Dwelling on what could have been or should have been only serves to anchor us to a version of ourselves that no longer exists. It keeps us stuck in a loop of negativity and self-blame, preventing us from fully embracing the beauty and potential of the present moment. Letting go of past regrets does not mean denying or repressing our emotions. It means acknowledging them, accepting them, and then releasing them with love and compassion. It means forgiving ourselves for our mistakes and allowing ourselves to move forward with grace and courage. One powerful technique for letting go of past regrets is the practice of mindfulness. By bringing our awareness to the present moment, we can observe our thoughts and emotions objectively, without getting caught up in them. We can see our regrets for what they are, fleeting memories of experiences that have already passed. And we can choose to release them, knowing that they no longer serve us. Another powerful tool for releasing past regrets is the practice of self-forgiveness. By recognizing our own humanity and imperfections, we can extend compassion and understanding to ourselves, just as we would to a dear friend. We can affirm our worthiness and inherent goodness, despite our past mistakes, and we can commit to learning and growing from them. As we let go of past regrets and embrace the present moment with open hearts and open minds, we create space for a brighter future to unfold. We free ourselves from the chains of the past and allow ourselves to fully experience the beauty and abundance that surrounds us. We open ourselves up to new possibilities, new experiences, and new blessings that are waiting to come into our lives. Remember, dear listeners, that we are not defined by our past regrets. We are defined by our capacity for growth, our resilience, and our ability to choose love over fear. By letting go of what no longer serves us and focusing on the present moment, we can create a future filled with joy, peace, and fulfillment. So let us release the weight of past regrets from our shoulders, and let us step boldly and bravely into the light of the present moment. Let us embrace the infinite possibilities that await us, and let us trust in the wisdom and guidance of our own hearts. May we all find the courage and strength to let go of past regrets and create a brighter future, filled with love, happiness, and fulfillment. And may we always remember that the true art of not caring lies in prioritizing our own well-being and joy above all else. Chapter 19. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with messages about self-care and self-love, it can be easy to forget the importance of caring for others. We are often told to focus on ourselves, to prioritize our own happiness and well-being above all else. While it is certainly important to take care of ourselves, we must not overlook the immense fulfillment that comes from giving back to others and making a positive impact in the world. The act of giving back is a powerful way to connect with others and to make a meaningful difference in their lives. Whether it is through volunteering, donating to charity, or simply lending a helping hand to someone in need, the act of giving can bring immense joy and satisfaction. When we focus on helping others, we shift our perspective away from our own problems and desires and instead focus on the needs of those around us. Giving back not only nourishes the souls of those we help, but it also nourishes our own soul. When we give selflessly and without expecting anything in return, we tap into a deep well of compassion and empathy within ourselves. We begin to see the interconnectedness of all beings, and we realize that our own happiness is intimately tied to the happiness of others. One of the key principles of the fine art of not caring is the idea that true fulfillment comes from living a life of purpose and meaning. And what greater purpose is there than to make a positive impact in the world? When we give back to others, we are contributing to a larger tapestry of kindness and compassion that has the power to transform the world. But giving back is not always easy. It can be tempting to get caught up in our own lives and to prioritize our own needs above those of others. We may worry about not having enough time or resources to give, or we may fear that our efforts will not make a significant impact. But it is important to remember that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a ripple effect that reaches far beyond what we can imagine. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a concept known as dana, which is the practice of giving without expectation of reward. When we give with an open heart and a spirit of generosity, we create positive energy that radiates out into the world. This energy not only benefits those we help, but it also comes back to us in the form of increased happiness, fulfillment, and a deep sense of connection to others. One of the most powerful ways to give back is through the practice of volunteering. By donating our time and skills to a cause we believe in, we can make a tangible difference in the lives of others. Whether it is serving meals at a homeless shelter, tutoring a child in need, or cleaning up a local park, volunteering allows us to connect with others in a meaningful way and to make a positive impact in our community. But giving back is not limited to volunteering. We can also give back by donating to charity, supporting local businesses, or simply being kind and compassionate to those we meet in our daily lives. The important thing is to approach giving with a spirit of love and generosity, and to remember that every act of kindness, not matter how small, has the power to make a difference. In the end, giving back is not just about helping others. It is also about helping ourselves. When we give with an open heart and a spirit of love, we open ourselves up to receiving the abundance of the universe. We tap into a wellspring of joy and fulfillment that comes from knowing that we have made a positive impact in the world, and that we have helped to create a more compassionate and loving society. So let us remember the importance of giving back, and let us approach every day with a spirit of generosity and compassion. Let us look for opportunities to make a difference in the lives of others, and let us remember that true fulfillment comes not from what we have, but from what we give. By practicing the fine art of giving back, we can create a more loving and compassionate world for ourselves and for future generations. As we journey through life, it is inevitable that we will face setbacks and challenges that test our resilience. It is during these times of difficulty that we must call upon our inner strength and determination to bounce back with grace and courage. In this chapter, we will explore the art of practicing resilience and how to navigate through adversity with a sense of calm and determination. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges with grace and determination. It is the inner strength that enables us to weather the storms of life and emerge stronger and more resilient than before. Resilience is not something that we are born with, but rather a skill that can be developed and nurtured over time. One of the key components of resilience is having a positive mindset. When faced with setbacks, it is easy to fall into a negative spiral of self-doubt and despair. However, by maintaining a positive outlook and focusing on the lessons to be learned from the experience, we can navigate through adversity with grace and courage. Another important aspect of resilience is the ability to adapt to change. Life is constantly evolving, and it is essential that we learn to adapt to new circumstances and challenges. By embracing change and viewing it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement, we can bounce back from setbacks with grace and determination. In order to practice resilience, it is essential to cultivate a sense of self-compassion and self-care. It is important to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during times of difficulty. By taking care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, we can build the inner strength necessary to navigate through adversity with grace and determination. Practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment is another essential aspect of resilience. By focusing on the here and now, we can avoid getting caught up in negative thoughts and fears about the future. Mindfulness allows us to stay grounded and centered, even during times of chaos and uncertainty. In addition to cultivating a positive mindset, adapting to change, practicing self-compassion, and staying present in the moment, it is also important to seek support from others during times of difficulty. Connecting with friends, family, or a spiritual community can provide us with the love and support necessary to bounce back from setbacks with grace and determination. As we navigate through life's challenges and setbacks, it is essential to remember that resilience is a skill that can be developed and nurtured over time. By cultivating a positive mindset, adapting to change, practicing self-compassion, staying present in the moment, and seeking support from others, we can bounce back from adversity with grace and determination. With practice and dedication, we can cultivate the inner strength necessary to navigate through life's ups and downs with courage and resilience. Remember, setbacks are not the end of the road, but rather an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Embrace each challenge as a stepping stone on your journey towards happiness and fulfillment. Change is inevitable in life. It is something that we cannot control, no matter how hard we try. Yet, so often we resist change because we fear the unknown. We cling to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves us. But what if we were to embrace change instead? What if we were to see challenges as opportunities for growth and self-discovery? When we resist change, we create unnecessary suffering for ourselves. We hold on to the past, clinging to what was, rather than embracing what can be. But when we open ourselves up to change, we allow for new possibilities to enter our lives. We allow for growth and transformation to take place. Change can be uncomfortable. It can push us out of our comfort zones and challenge us in ways we never thought possible. But it is through these challenges that we truly discover who we are and what we are capable of. It is through overcoming obstacles that we learn and grow. Instead of viewing challenges as roadblocks, we can choose to see them as stepping stones on our journey. Each challenge we face is an opportunity for us to learn and grow. It is an opportunity for us to become the best version of ourselves. When we embrace change, we allow ourselves to adapt and evolve. We become more resilient and flexible, able to navigate life's twists and turns with ease. We learn to let go of the need for control and instead trust in the universe to guide us on our path. Change can be scary, but it can also be liberating. It can set us free from the constraints of our past and open up new possibilities for our future. It is through change that we find growth and self-discovery. So the next time you are faced with a challenge, instead of resisting it, embrace it. See it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Trust that the universe has a plan for you, and that every challenge you face is leading you closer to your true purpose. Embrace change, for it is through change that we find growth. Embrace challenges, for they are opportunities for self-discovery. Trust in the universe and believe in yourself. And remember, it is in the midst of change that we find our true essence and purpose in life. As we journey through life, it can be easy to get caught up in feelings of doubt and uncertainty. We may question whether we are on the right path, whether our decisions are leading us towards happiness and fulfillment. In moments like these, it is important to remember the power of trust and faith in the process. Trusting the process means having the belief that everything will unfold as it is meant to. It means relinquishing our need for control and surrendering to the natural flow of life. When we trust the process, we are allowing ourselves to let go of the need for constant reassurance and validation. We are opening ourselves up to the possibility that there is a greater plan at work, one that we may not always understand or see clearly. Having faith in the process is about having confidence in the journey, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It is about trusting that the universe has a way of guiding us towards our highest good, even when we cannot see it in the moment. When we have faith in the process, we are able to release our fears and doubts, knowing that we are supported and protected by a higher power. Learning to trust the process begins by cultivating a sense of inner peace and surrender. It starts with letting go of our need to constantly analyze and control every aspect of our lives. Instead, we can choose to have faith that everything is unfolding in divine timing, even if it may not align with our own timeline or expectations. Trust is not always easy, especially when we are faced with challenges and setbacks. It requires a willingness to let go of our need for certainty and embrace the unknown. It means accepting that we may not always have all the answers, but that we can trust in the process of life to lead us towards our highest good. When we trust the process, we are opening ourselves up to the limitless possibilities of the universe. We are allowing ourselves to be guided by a force greater than ourselves, one that is filled with love and compassion. By having faith in the process, we are choosing to surrender to the infinite wisdom of the universe and allowing ourselves to be carried forward on our journey towards happiness and fulfillment. So, as we continue to navigate the ups and downs of life, let us remember the power of trust and faith in the process. Let us release our need for control and surrender to the natural flow of life. And let us have confidence in the journey, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Trust the process, have faith in the journey, and watch as the universe unfolds its divine plan for your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. As we come to the end of this journey through the fine art of not caring, prioritizing for happiness and fulfillment, it is important to reflect on the key takeaways and final thoughts that have been shared. Throughout this book, we have explored the concept of letting go of the need to care about what others think and focusing on our own happiness and fulfillment. One of the fundamental lessons that we have learned is that caring too much about others' opinions can be detrimental to our well-being. When we constantly seek validation from external sources, we lose sight of our true selves and what truly brings us joy. By letting go of this need for approval, we can free ourselves from the burden of constantly trying to please others and instead focus on what truly matters to us. Another important takeaway from this book is the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing our own needs. It is easy to get caught up in the needs and expectations of others, but it is crucial to remember that our own happiness and fulfillment should come first. By establishing healthy boundaries and being assertive in expressing our needs, we can create a more balanced and fulfilling life for ourselves. It is also important to remember that happiness is an inside job. It is not something that can be found in external validation or material possessions, but rather it is a state of being that comes from within. By cultivating self-love and acceptance, we can tap into our own inner source of happiness and fulfillment. In conclusion, the key to mastering the fine art of not caring lies in prioritizing our own happiness and fulfillment above all else. By letting go of the need for external validation, setting boundaries, and focusing on self-love, we can create a life that is truly fulfilling and aligned with our authentic selves. It is my hope that the insights and lessons shared in this book will serve as a guide on your journey to prioritizing for happiness and fulfillment. Remember, you have the power to choose what truly matters to you and to create a life that is in alignment with your deepest desires. Embrace the art of not caring, and watch as your life transforms in miraculous ways.